starts on the feet thing. And it seems that he sold shoes.
Oh.
And the first time we interviewed many, many years ago, he looked at my feet and he said, 4, maybe 4.5. I said, how do you know? He said when he was a struggling actor, he sold shoes for an outfit called Chandler's.
Oh, wow.
And so anyway.
That's funny.
Anytime.
I am so happy to welcome the two of you to Dallas. This is great.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
For the Astronaut Farmer. And Billy Bob and I have talked a number of times. I have to tell you, you're just looking so great. I mean, wonderful outfit. This guy did an interview with me one time. Will you remember this? The light blue T-shirt with yellow Tulsa across the front. And right in the big middle of it was a hole.
Oh, yeah. It had a few holes in it, but it had one really big one in the middle. I remember that.
It must have been a special shirt to you, though.
Well, it was. It was one of my favorite vintage T-shirts. But the thing is, you know, that's when I was trying to be, it's like you're trying to live up to the rebel thing, you know. It's like, well, I'm not going to put on anything decent here. I'm going to go in there with holy jeans or anything else. And Bobbie was just like, you know, your shirt's got a hole in it.
He was called to task, was he?
See, all the other interviewers were coming out saying, hey, he's got on this shirt, it's got a hole in it. You know? And I said, what did he say? I don't know, I didn't ask him. So, big mouth, you know. Why are you wearing that
Well, you tell it like it is, that's why.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, telling it like it is, let me tell you both, I am endorsing this film. I think it's
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you very much.
It's great entertainment. Everybody's 7 to 70. But it couldn't be more timely what is happening with the Lady Astronaut. And I'm thinking that if that were the movie, nobody would believe it, would they?
That's
Probably
true.
not, you know. Yeah, it is hard to believe.
But, you know, this one, some people will say, well, I don't know. But
I think the grown-ups maybe are afraid to suspend their disbelief a little bit, you know, but the younger people and the children who are seeing this film, I think they absolutely believe that this is, well, in fact, they know it's possible, you know, but I think also we have to remember that our film isn't really about the rocket. It isn't really about, you know, space travel. It's about a family that dreams together. And a lot of families have their rocket, their version of the rocket.
let me ask you both. Let's say when you graduated high school, what was your dream, Billy Bob? What was your dream when you graduated high school?
Well, I wanted to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals. That's really all that was on my mind. So probably baseball dreams and music too. You know, I wanted to be I was in a band, and those are the things I thought about really. I was in drama in high school, but I didn't really start seriously thinking about being an actor until, you know, I was in, I guess, my early 20s.
And now that you've won an Oscar and had all this fame and fortune and adulation, is there still a special dream you haven't attained yet?
Well, within the world that I work in, I have dreams still, but in a sense I'm living out my dreams still. It's not like I have things ahead of me necessarily that are different than what I'm doing. Most of my dreams are really for my kids now, you know, and hoping that they'll get what they want out of life.
And have they seen this film?
Not yet, but well, my boys will see it. You know, they're 12 and 13 now, so it'll be great for them. My little girl's 2.5, so unless there's a Teletubby or Barney or somebody that pops out of the barn suddenly, I don't know if she'll be that into it yet.
Virginia, what about you? At high school, what was your dream?
Well, I always wanted to be an actress, and I was perhaps a bit flamboyant about that and outspoken about that. I was very serious about being a professional actress, and I knew I was going to be in movies. But I was fortunate because, you know, my mother really encouraged me in that dream because I was so serious about it. And, you know, and our family was told that, you know, we could grow up and be anything we wanted to be as long as we worked really hard to make that happen. And even if it was something outlandish like becoming a movie star, although I never used that term, and so I try to do that for my son. That's what I liked about this story, is that's what kind of mother I am in this film. And it would be nice if I think parents must remember that, you know, we want to keep our kids safe. We want them to do something safe. We don't want any heartbreak in their life at all. But, you know, don't forget that you have to encourage them in their dreams. It's really important for their spirits.
What is the big dream you have that you have not attained yet? You've been Oscar nominated now, surely to win the Oscar.
Yeah, I think next time, I guess I really didn't feel like, I felt like my nomination was my win. For my career, that's what I needed. That was my win, and it was, the whole experience was such a, you know, winning, you know, you feel like you won every day. Every morning was like Christmas. But I think next time, I think I'll want to go home with the gold statue.
And you know what's so interesting about you is that everybody I've talked with thinks that you did win the Oscar.
Well, I know that's really nice. I think there was a wonderful feeling of acceptance and affection, and you know, it was like I think that Jennifer Hudson's having that kind of year, and I wish I knew her and I could just say, yes, you know, enjoy it. Don't let him pull you apart. Just enjoy it.
Very quickly, what do you think? Which do you think will be the best picture for the Oscars?
Boy, that's hard.
I'm so bad at that stuff. I'm the worst. I'm not a gambler. You know, like all my friends will go to Vegas or something like that, and I don't bet on ball games or anything because I'm so bad at it.
Not even on your cards?
Well, I can't bet on the Cardinals now, because then I'd be like, you know, they'd do something like Pete Rose. They wouldn't let me be their fan anymore. But no, I don't know. I never know. I really don't. It's such a weird thing. I've never been a good guesser at that kind of thing.
What about you, Virginia? Take a stab at it. What do you think?
Gosh, I don't. You know, the movies are all so different, and you know what I love about the Oscars now is that you have, you know, the wonderful independents that are also included in Best Picture. You know, they usually don't give the award to a comedy. That I'm always kind of mystified by, but I sure think that Letters from Iwo Jima is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, and that's kind of like that big Hollywood movie. But it's really like apples and oranges. I remember the year that it was like Tootsie against Gandhi, and
Yes.
the actors as well. It was like Dustin Hoffman against Ben Kingsley, and it's impossible. How can you award one and not the other? I don't know.
And if you're voting, how can you vote?
Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah.
It's a very hard decision this year.
Well, again, I'll end as I started. I recommend this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And it's, you know, anybody can go to this movie and sit there and have a great time. And if you take the kids with you, you'll have an even better time. So thanks to both of you for coming. Great to see you again, Billy Bob. Virginia, I'm so happy to get to know you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It really has been nice being here. People have been very warm.